Welcome back. Today we're going to do another build. We've got another micro, a 3-inch this time. I know we did a 3-inch 1S just recently, but I want to get this one done because using the motors we just pulled off the other quad, and that is the Rip Squeak. Now I've wanted to do the Rip Squeak for a while now. It's a 2S build. And I've had this now like 3 months. I mean, it's really been on my bench for a long time. So, might as well get into it. And this is the Rip Squeak from BQE. And they make very stout stuff. In fact, this package seems ridiculously heavy for a micro. Even though it is a micro, a lot of these components are very stout. So it's got standoffs, so it's a typical standard quad-like design, meaning you have a bottom plate, arms, and then a top plate. It comes with some printed TPU, some TPU stuff, and for your antenna and your antenna. And then I don't know, some kind of tray for something. I don't know. And then these guys back here for your camera. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. It was a late night and an early morning, and I am just looking to get everything done. So I am really excited to be doing this one because it sounds awesome. So it goes a bit like this, I do believe. Something like that. Alright. So, here, they're all identical, sort of. This one goes on top. This one's on the bottom, and it's got these things, which suggests to me a setup like this. There we go. I figured it out. Yep, I figured it out. Yeah, these bolt. This is the bottom. A bolt goes through here, comes up. Standoffs. Yep. Same way. Boop. Just like that. I done figured it out. I don't need no stinking instructions. The instrucciones are unnecesito. Okay, good. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got a shorty, another shorty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, these guys are shorter than the others. We've got 4 big long ones and 4 medium-sized ones and 2 itty-bitty ones, and then these guys to hold those, which I think means we want the long ones. These guys hold this thing on. Yep. That's how I'm gonna do it. How I'm gonna do it. Yeah, get the arms on first, get the motors on, and then we'll work it from there. Yeah, this kit I discovered BQE a couple months ago, and I I did their 3AF build because it just looked chunk, and I strongly recommend their 3AF. It's got like a 4mm base, so if you want something that you can rip around with, and it's not super heavy. I was actually surprised at how light it is. I run the little run cam split on that guy, and was pretty happy with the 4K footage that it produced, yeah, like I said, it looked pretty good. I can't say too much more about it. It was one of my first builds on the channel, and turned out pretty well, I think. Okay, there's that and that. Get this guy lined up. Yeah, so I should probably talk about what I'm going to be doing with this guy. This frame is, like I said, the BQE Rip Squeak. We're going to be running some 1402 2S motors. These are from Brother Hobby. They're the returners, I think. I don't know, something like that. And yeah, that came together very nicely, I think. Yeah. It's got good rigidity. I like that. I'm down with that. That'll fly. It'll fly. We're going to run that. We're going to run the iFlight Success Stack because you know, there's really not much reason to run anything else on this build. That's what I wrote down in my notes, and I don't really see any reason to change it over to something else for these 1402s. They should draw less than 12 amps, even at full tilt. So, and we'll mount it. I think I'm going to mount it a little bit further. Might as well mount it in the center. Doesn't really matter much. And it should mount up just fine. I shouldn't have any issues with the top deck hitting, so that ought to work out. And then the motors themselves, these are from the build we just did and tore apart to put on 802s, the Creampuff. So these are donor motors from the Creampuff, and they'll go on here like so, and they ought to provide plenty of lift for this 3-inch Rip Squeak. And I think that'll actually fly really nicely. And I'm going to need to lengthen these wires. I can already tell that. So we better go ahead and mount these up and figure out how we want to do it. If we want to use race wire or something else. I do have some race wire, but it might be like the entire length of the arm. You know what, I'll just I'm just going to solder on some extra length, and I think I'll do that right now while we're working. That way I can actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it right here, and we'll resume once I have all these wires lengthened. Okay? Alright, I've lengthened all the wires, and we are going to get these guys mounted up and go on from there. And yeah, like I said, I was really impressed. I really like these motors. They were great on 1S. The only problem was that it wasn't. They were too heavy. That's the problem. On a proper 2S, this would be no problem at all. So that's what made me start thinking, well, gee, you know, why not run these on this Rip Squeak and use a 452S on it, or maybe even a larger 2S, and see how it does. And I'm sure it's going to turn those 3-inch props with no trouble at all. Should be a nice, fun little flyer, or a cruiser even. Oh, some batteries are done. I'm going flying later, so if you hear a bunch of noise, that's what that is. Yep. Get these done. Thank you. Good God. Battery is fully charged. Battery is fully charged. It's like, no shit. I heard you the first time. Yeah. Battery chargers. Yep. And I've got 4 350s. 3S. I'm flying 3S today. Right? Because if I'm charging up 3S for 2S, no, I'm flying 3S. I did a tadpole build, and I want to get some footage of the tadpole flying, so that'll be fun. And see how it does. I really like that build. That was a lot of fun. I wrapped up that one yesterday. Did a bunch of editing last night. Got two good. Oop, my other batteries are done. Alright. I'm charging up a bunch of 3S. The tadpole is a 3S build. I've got some Beta FPV 300s, some Beta FPV 450s, some Tattoo 450s, and then a are you gonna go in the hole? And then some Ministar some Ministar 350s, and those 350s are super heavy, let me tell you. So we'll see if they work at all. I also have some 650s, but I'm debating over whether or not to charge one. You know what, I might charge one. I don't think it's going to fly for shit on a 650. 650 is just too heavy for that rig. 450 is probably the sweet spot, and the Ministar 350s are the same weight as the 450 from Beta FPVs. So yeah, we'll see how the various ones perform. Should be fun time. Yeah, gotta wrap this up and head on out. As soon as the batteries are all done. Yeah, I'm not going to charge the 650. Fuck it. Okay. Motors are in place. Now we got to get this guy destacked. And we'll be running a crossfire on this guy as well, because we run crossfire on everything. And if you watched any of my other builds, you know why. And we're going to, oh come on, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I like the iFlight stacks, but if you're hard on your quads, you'll end up breaking these pins. And as soon as you do, it's like next to impossible to solder them back into place. So just be mindful of that if you want a slightly different 16 by 16 stack, consider the HDL RC. They have a 6-pin connector rather than these stack connectors. I don't know what to call them. Stack pin maps, or I really don't even know. But yeah, that's my recommendation. All right, so we've got 16 by 16 holes right there. We're going to run the positive and negative out the back, and might as well get this guy tinned. And this guy has notches for everything, which I kind of like. You know, we're going to use our stick vise because it's right here. Learned my lesson. All right. Yep. Yeah, this little stick vise, one of the better buys I've made. It's not super expensive. Paid $20 some for it, I think, on Amazon. Okay. Alright, let go. Flip around, do it all again. Okay, and I've got this thing set to about 400, maybe a hair over. We'll turn it down just a bit. 400 seems to be a good spot for these. And then last one is this big ground here. Okay. Should be good. Let's go ahead and get our I don't normally run these guys, and I'm not going to do it today either. Yeah, no real point in that. On this little 2S, it's not enough noise, I don't think. So we've got battery, and alright, so if we're mounted this guy towards the back, this guy's going to run up and over. Yeah, like so. So that ought to be about the right length, I guess. Okay. And we're going to re-tin these because I've learned my lesson. Never, ever, ever use the lead-free solder that comes. It just sucks. It just does not want to burn or melt, stick. Get a good coating on it. Come in here. We've got ground and bat. Let's dribble it. Alright. That was a good, easy peasy. Damn. Rocking and rolling. Yeah, shit. Let's hope the rest of this build goes that easy. Okay. Let's make sure our stack still slips together. Might need to change it. Okay. Yeah, gotta do it just a little different. Okay. There's one. And two. Okay, that ought to do it. It was just too much to try and get those pins to do what I wanted. So, and rather than put a lot of stress on them, I decided it was easier just not to bother. So now it'll sit down in the thing, and this will come up and over. Boom. Done. Okay. Now, the motors. Let's get these guys wired up. Okay. So we want there. Yeah, we're going to get the motors done and then we're going to call it. Go flying. Hopefully it's still light out. It's almost 4. Golden hour. All right. Yeah, get that guy on there. Good, good. And then this guy. We're gonna run these along the frame and zip tie them in place. So just a little bit extra. Wait a second. I done grabbed the wrong one. Okay. Get a little bit of tin. Yep. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, I think. Looking forward to flying it. I haven't done but the one BQE, and it was fun. So this guy should be hopefully enjoyable. Uh-oh. We have invaders, I think. One and two and three. Okay. One motor down. Hi, Emma. What's going on, baby? Well, it looks like I'll be calling it early. And I'll get these wrapped up in the by the time you see the next video, and we'll go from there.